Video tutorial, I'm going to explain a little bit about Excel and how it's set up, and I'm going to show you how to set up a table so that we can record results and work out means as well as standard deviation. When you open up Excel, you'll notice that there are a range of cells. Cells are clearly marked from columns, which are identified through letters such as A, B, C, D, E. And then we have rows, which are identified by numbers, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each cell has a unique cell reference, so when I click on a cell, for example here, this is C5. And it's also identified in the top left-hand corner. And this is going to be something that we really need to look into later on in this video. First of all, I would like you to click on cell A1. This is where you're going to put your title for your table. Once you've wrote your title, in cell B2, I would like you to put your first test attempts, basically. So I'm going to put trial 1. And you can see I've actually put all of the different trials that I might take part in along the top. Okay, so it's gone from B2 to C2, D2, E2, F2. So you can see I've got trial 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 now as my headings from my new columns. In cell A3, I'm going to start putting what is my variable that I'm changing for each of these different tests. So my change of mass, if I'm going to start with a 0.0 solution, when I go down, my next one might be 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and then 1. That allows me now to arrange a table where data can actually be put in to say for trial 1, what was the test results when it was with the solution of 0. Or what was trial 1 when I tried it with a solution of 0.2. And this gives me an area where I can actually put my data. We want to make this look a little bit nicer and present it a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on cell A1 and drag all the way over to F1. Once I've done that, if you're under the home banner, you'll see that there is a merge actual button. So I click on merge and you'll see it's merged and centered my title. I'm also going to, again on the home button, just underneath the fonts option, we have a borders. And I'm going to actually put on here different borders on my grid just so that it actually identifies the key areas of my chart. You can also color code if you would like and put some colors on just so that you know you've made your table ready for your results. What I would like you to do now is populate your table with the actual data. So I'm just simply going to copy this and paste this in, but you'll use your piece of paper that you'll have in front of you to actually input those numbers into those cells. Once you've done that, we've now got a populated table ready for us to work out what the average is for each of the different trials, or what the average is for the solution. Okay. In cell G2, I would like you to put in there mean. So we're going to work out what is the average or the mean for our trials, for all 5 trials when the solution is 0. To do that, in cell G3, I need to tell the computer I want it to do a calculation. And to do that, we always start with equals. So by putting in the equal symbol into that cell, it's telling the computer that we're going to perform a calculation. And I want to find out the average. So Excel's really good with this. It'll actually help me already. So if I start typing in average, it'll automatically filter and tell me all the different calculations we can have. I just want you to use basic average. So I type in equals average and then I open my bracket. Opening the bracket allows us to select a range of different cells. And you can see it says number 1. So I'm going to click on my first trial entry, which happens to be in cell B3. And I'm going to click and drag, and you can see I've dragged all the way along to trial 5, which is F3. Once I've finished that, I can then close my brackets and press enter. And now you can see it's worked out what the mean grade is, or the mean score is for the 5 different trials when the solution is 0. We can do the same for every single one. So for example, in G4, I'm going to put equals, average, again open brackets, select B4 this time, and then I go along to F4. That can be quite time consuming if we have a lot of data. A quick way is, once we've wrote the formula once, you can see in the bottom, when I click on that cell again, in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little square. That's known as a fill handle. And what I can do is I can actually click and drag, and it'll actually write the formula for me for each of the different cells. So now you can see here, it's B6 to F6. If I check the last one, just to show you up again, it's B8 to F8. So we know that works fine. So that's how you calculate the mean scores of any of the tests that you would like to do. And actually I might put here mean of solution, giving it a better name. Now I want to work out what the standard deviation is for each of the solutions. So again, in H2 I'm going to put in here standard deviation of solution. It's going to make my cell a little bit larger so that it all fits in nicely. And this time, to do standard deviation, again I'm going to tell the computer that I'm doing a formula. So I start with equals, and I'm going to put in S, T, and again it's automatically populating itself, but it's STDEV is the equation that we need to show the computer we're doing standard deviation. Again, once I've wrote that, I use my open bracket. I click on the first trial, so B3, and again I drag all the way to trial 5, which happens to be F3, close my brackets and press enter, and then again I can use the fill handle in the bottom right hand corner to populate that data. Now we have a fully fledged table. I can actually move my title all the way across and again do that merge so that it's centered within the whole table. And now I'm ready to start my graphing. This concludes this tutorial.